May June 21 P11. Question number 1. Benedict has a computer that is assigned an internet protocol address. The IP address is 198.167.214.0. The IP address is represented as denary values. Convert the denary value 167 and 214 from the IP address to 8-bit binary. So if we take this as 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128, then it will be 128 and 32, 160, and 4, 164, and 2, 166, and 1, 167. Similarly, 214, 128 and 64, 192 and 16, 200 and 192 and 10, 102 and 6 were 208, and then 412 and 240. All right, so this is your conversion. Benedict's computer is also assigned a media access control address. Identify one similarity between an IP address and a MAC address. Both are used to identify computer over a network. Both are unique in nature. That's it. Identify two differences between an IP address and MAC address. Difference number 1, IP address is assigned by ISP, whereas MAC address is assigned by its manufacturer. IP address, if it is dynamic, then can change. MAC address never changes. IP address is of four bytes. MAC address is made up of 6 bytes. IP address is shown using denary. MAC address is shown using hexadecimal. Okay. Julia inputs personal data into her computer. She stores 3 copies of the data using a hard disk drive, a solid state drive, and a USB flash memory drive. Identify 3 devices Julia can use to input data into her computer. For sure, it is keyboard. Then we have mouse. Then we have microphone. Then we have touch screen. All right, 6 statements are shown about hard disk, HDD, solid state drive, SSD, and USB flash memory, USB drive. Tick to show which statement apply to each type of storage. Some statements can apply to more than one type of storage. It has moving parts, so this is only hard disk. It is non-volatile. Non-volatile means that when the power is switched off, data remains there. So it is all non-volatile devices. It can use NAND gates to store data, that is SSD and flash drive, because SSDs and flash drives, so it has no moving parts here. It has no moving parts, sorry. That is SSD. It has no moving parts. All right. It uses magnetic properties to store the data, that is hard disk drive. It has smallest physical size, that is your USB flash drive. It has the slowest read and write speed, that is your hard disk drive. Julia uses a USB connection to transfer data onto her USB flash drive. One benefit of using a USB connection is that it is universal connection. State 2 other benefits of using USB connections. Uh, it is backward compatible, means different versions of USB port can be connected together it is when connected it cannot connect wrong. It can be used for charging the devices. Identify the type of data transmission used in USB connection, that is serial. A firewall can be used to help keep the data secure that is stored on a computer. The given paragraph describes how the firewall operates to help keep the data secure. Complete the paragraph using the most appropriate terms from the given list. Not all of the terms on the list need to be used. accept criteria, hacking, input, network, outgoing, output, processor, reject, software, storage. A firewall can be dash or hardware based software or hardware based. It monitors traffic between the computer and the network. The user sets rules, criteria. User sets criteria for the traffic. The firewall will dash or dash the traffic based on this, accept or reject. On the traffic based on this, it can help prevent hacking and malicious software that could be a threat to the security of the data. Okay, so firewall can be software or hardware based on or hardware based. It monitors traffic between the computer and the network. The user sets criteria for the traffic. The firewall will accept or reject the traffic based on this criteria. It can help prevent hacking and malicious software that could be threat to the security of the data. Identify three other methods that could be used to keep the data secure. Passwords, biometrics, encryption, antivirus, two-factor authentication, uh, that's it. Two internet risks are phishing and farming. Describe what is meant by phishing and farming. Phishing is legitimate looking email, legitimate looking email, lurking to click a link. User when clicks the link is asked for personal details. As phishing looks legitimate and tricks to enter data. Farming. Malicious code is downloaded and installed over the user's computer secretly means without users' knowledge. When user enters an email, they are disguisingly redirected to fake websites which look real. Again, user when taken to bogus site is tricked and asked for the personal detail. All right. So phishing is legitimate looking email lurking the user to click. When user clicks, is asked for personal details and phishing lookalikes real and tricks to enter the data. Whereas farming is a malicious code which is downloaded and installed over the user's computer. When user enters a legitimate email, because of the code working in the background, the computer browser takes the user to a bogus website where they trick the user to enter the data. Jamila has a greenhouse that she uses to grow fruits and vegetables. She needs to make sure that the temperature in the greenhouse stays between 25 degrees and 30 degrees inclusive. A system that has a temperature sensor and a microprocessor is used to maintain the temperature in the greenhouse. Okay. The system will open a window and turn heater off if it gets too hot. Close a window and turn heater on if it gets too cold. Describe how the system uses temperature sensor and the microprocessor to maintain the temperature in the greenhouse. First of all, it is monitoring and control question. So it starts from sensor, then the data gets converted to digital form using ADC, then it reaches out to the processor where processor matches it with the previously saved value. And then if the data is nominal means where we don't have to get or take any action, the loop goes on. This is called feedback loop. Sometimes processor do store the value so that it could measure the progress, either the data is increasing or decreasing. But once the data coming in from the sensor has reached to the levels of that preset value, then processor takes the decision. If the decision is taken, then decision is taken in binary. So system has to convert that binary or digital data into analog form using DAC, digital to analog converter, and then it reaches out to the actuator. In this case, the heater is the actuator, and the hinges that are opening the window and all are the actuators. Actuators are the part of the system which brings the change to the environment. So that is how the whole thing works. Let's see that how for our greenhouse, which Jamila owns, this fits in. So let us start. This question is of 8 marks. So we have to write it in accurate shape properly in all the steps, in all orderly steps. Okay. Sensor sends signal or reading or data to the microprocessor. Data is in analog form and passes through ADC to get converted to digital form. Once it reaches the microprocessor compares it with a preset stored value. Okay. So let's see if there are any values given. Yes, over here. There are two, 30 and 25. If the data is greater than 30, processor sends signal to open Windows and turn heater off. If the data is less than 20, processor sends the signal to close the window and switch on heater. If the data is in range, that is 20 to 30, it is nominal and nothing happens and loop continues. All right. Actuator are heaters and window hinges. That's it. Sensor sends signals to the microprocessor. Data is in the analog form and passes through ADC. We have to write this. Microprocessors signal is digital, so it passes through DAC, digital to analog converter. before reaching the actuator. Okay, so that is how it works. Now, X is equal to A and B, or C and not B, exclusive or not C. So first, A and B, then C, B not, B not, C, B not, they are being OR, and then exclusive OR with C naught. Okay, so this is your circuit. If you could see A and B, this one is A and B, C, B naught, this is B naught, and this is C. They are both are being ORed because they are in their own bracket, separate bracket. So they are being ORed, and then they are being exclusive ORed with C naught. Okay, so this is your answer. Consider the completed truth table. So this is the truth table. बेटा hinges होते हैं जिनसे दरवाजे जुड़े हुए होते हैं. अगर आप दरवाजा खोलें तो आपको बीच में हिंज नजर आ जाएगा जिससे दरवाजा दीवार से जुड़ा हुआ था. आप खोलते हैं और बंद करते हैं. Consider the completed truth table for the logic statement. All right. So अब यह complete है. ये पूरा complete हुआ है. There are 4 errors in the truth table in the output. Identify 4 incorrect outputs. अब इसके लिए we have to actually solve it first. So we will solve it. First of all, A and B. We have B naught as well. We have C naught as well. So first let's create B naught and C naught. Okay. So A and B. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. And then what we have, CB naught, CB naught, CB naught. So CB naught is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Then we have their OR, which is M of A and B, OR of A and B and CB naught. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So this is M. Now we have to exclusive OR this M with C naught. Then it will become X. M and C naught. If they are different, then it is 1. If they are same, then it is 0. Let's check where are those differences. There are 4 errors. So this is an error. This is correct. This is an error. This is an error. This is an error. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. So this is row number 1. This is row number 3. This is row number 4 and 5. All right. I hope that you got the idea. what we have to do, if they have solved it already and they're asking if there are any discrepancies in it, they are telling you that there are 4 errors, so what you would have to solve it yourself. So we solved it ourselves and then we found out where are the differences. So we mark those differences and noted down the row number where there are differences. Now,